Hey everybody, Buzz Smith, the EV-angelist. I'm at the Electrify Expo in Austin, Texas today, and I just found the coolest thing that I've got to share with you. I've been talking to Dan Liddle. He's the CEO of a company called SplitVolt, and this product is going to solve a problem that people have when they buy an EV because they go and take a look at the price of... Sorry about the race cars, they're powered by gasoline, they can't help it. But they look at the cost of having an electrician come out and add a 240 volt circuit, and they start to think, well, this might be too much for me. This is a huge deal. Dan, take it away and tell us about the SplitVolt.
Well, thanks, Buzz. I appreciate your time today and meeting with you and talking about the product. Yeah, the SplitVolt is intended to, SplitVolt as a company is intended to empower the adoption of electric vehicles. Basically make it easy for normal people to use electric vehicles. One of the big hurdles that they face, as you mentioned, is adding a dedicated circuit to charge their car at home can be expensive. It can take weeks, require permits, and be fairly involved. Installing this thing is simple. You simply plug it in here, and the back into the wall, then you turn the on switch. That is all. This thing is now plugged in and ready to go. So what it's done is it says, it's checking the dryer right now and says, okay, it's not pulling any power, so it's starting to charge the vehicle. You can see that the amperage right here is increasing, and it will go up to 24 amps, and then it'll stabilize and be charging your car at 24 amps, which is about 21 miles an hour. Now it's intelligent, and it switches power between the dryer and between the charger itself.
Automatically.
So you don't have to do anything, just plug it in and walk away. If someone actually decides, hey, I would like to do a load of laundry now, they walk up to their dryer, they put the load in, they turn it on, and then immediately the device senses that the dryer's on. So it turns off the amperage. So it's pausing the car charging, and you'll see that it's now just running the dryer, okay? And this happens automatically. So you don't have to do anything, just use the dryer when you want to. When it completes, you can turn it off or it'll complete on its own. And then it senses, okay, the dryer's not on anymore. That means that I can actually go ahead and start charging of my vehicle. And so it's negotiating the rate and it's starting to ramp up. And you'll see it start going up as we start charging the vehicle to going up to 24 amps. So you can see it's going back up now, and it'll stabilize again at 24 amps. So you don't have to do anything. Just use the dryer when you want to, and it will make your car will be charged in the morning when you get up. And we care a lot about safety. So it switches full power between the two. It will never run both circuits, and because that could overload your household wiring. You don't want that. But we also put an added layer of security, and then we put a circuit breaker inside. So we looked at the National Electric Code, and they said on a 30 amp circuit, the maximum charging rate is 24 amps for an EV. So we put a breaker in here that will not allow it to exceed that. So if you accidentally misconfigure or use a charger that's pulling more than your house can handle, it will just trip right here. You have no problem. It will not stress your wiring. It will not trip your home breaker. So that's the basic idea. It takes about 30 seconds to plug it in and turn it on, and then you've got 21 mile an hour charging instead of 3 mile an hour charging like you would with a little wall plug.
So if you have a house that has aluminum wiring and you've been wondering, can I add a new circuit with modern copper wiring and I've got aluminum wiring in the house, or if you went and had the electrician look and your breaker box is already full of breakers and you've got no room for expansion with the service at your house, no bringing in extra service, you're ready to go with a circuit that you're already using, and as soon as you turn on the dryer, it's going to switch to the powering the dryer, and as soon as you're done, you're in the house asleep, it's going to switch back to the car and fill it up overnight. So I think this is a brilliant device.
There's one more thing I wanted to add that I didn't mention, and I should have mentioned it before, but the other thing is you don't have to use it with the dryer. You can use it to charge 2 EVs.
Oh my God.
So you can just put an EV on this port and this port, and so it'll charge one fully, and then when it's done, it'll start charging the second one. So a lot of people say, hey, you know what, maybe I don't need that for my dryer. I've got an available circuit that they want to use. You can run 2 EVs off it. Next morning, both of them are fully charged. So
excellent point. And Dan was telling me that, hey, car dealers out there, you should carry this in your parts department. This should be something that's part of every new EV sale. Make it easier on your customer. Don't send them out the door and have them try to find an electrician that can help them. This is an answer right here that you can sell and make some money on. So get it in your parts department, get a hold of SplitVolt, and start this thing going. And by the way, if your dealership doesn't do it, salespeople, they're going to have a program for you to sell them individually and get a little spiff for yourself. and a discount for your customer.
That's right.
Dan, thanks for the time. We do appreciate it
I
very much.
appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me on.
Stay tuned, guys. As I see cool stuff out here, we'll be sending it to you.